the Nifty, you get into this conversation that Shereen had with Sanjiv Goenka, Chairman, RP-Sanjiv Goenka Group, telling telling Shereen Bhan that they intend to reach market cap of 2 lakh crore for the group in the next 30 months. He also discussed the overall group's growth outlook and how they plan to grow the PCBL and Firstsource businesses. Listen in.
For us, this is now a period where we are going to be investing significantly across our businesses in terms of research, in terms of capacities, in terms of growth. The last few years were a period of consolidation, of reinvention, of application development, but now all that is done, practically done. So it's now going to be very high on in terms of growth. So all our businesses will be expanding significantly. But the biggest expansion will be in the chemicals and the carbon black sector. But of course, every business is growing exponentially.
Before I get specifically to PCBL, because you said that that is going to be the growth engine in terms of expansion plans, but what would the group level capex be, for instance, over the next 12 to 18 months?
Over the next 12 to 18 months, we will be spending about 35,000 crores, and over the next 3 years, about 50,000 crores.
And what's the growth aspiration? You've now got a market cap of almost, what, $7 billion? What's the growth aspiration?
We touched 70,000 crores this morning, I'm told. And this is without taking our unlisted ventures. But over the next 30 months, 2 lakh crores.
2 lakh crores is the target that
Yes.
you're working with. Let's now talk about PCBL in specific. It is, of course, as you pointed out, the largest producer of carbon black in the country. I'm just taking a look at your financials. From 3,244 crores in FY20, you've gone up to 6,420 crores in FY24. There's been a margin expansion from 14% to about 16%. Your profit after tax has gone from 288 crores in FY20 to 491 crores. What's the ambition? What's the aspiration, both on growth as well as expansion for PCBL specifically?
So PCBL will grow in rubber blacks, but more importantly in specialty blacks, so where your margins become much higher. In rubber blacks, you make X%. In specialities, you make X plus so much. And that's the reason for the 14% going to 16. The 16 would actually probably go up to about 17, 18 as we go along. But more importantly, or as importantly, we will be expanding in chemicals through our acquisition Aquafarm. So we will be expanding in phosphonates in terms of capacity. We will be back integrating into yellow phosphorus. We will expand in the oil and gas chemicals. So we are going to revamp our manufacturing facility in Texas. We are going to add a manufacturing facility in addition to our blending facility in Riyadh. And we are going to start this whole thing on green chelates, which is biodegradable product that goes into the granules that go into the detergents industry.
Okay.
And so there are not many players in the world who do this. So we will be one of the 2 or 3. And in addition to this, we are getting into the cathode chemistry for the EV batteries.
Okay.
We recently took over a company called Kinaltech in Australia, which has successfully tried this on a pilot scale. Now we will take them over and make it commercial. So it's a lot of things in chemicals and rubber blacks and specialty blacks. And from this level of profit, I would expect to see over the next 5 years at least a 5 times growth.
A 5 times growth from
5
what
times
you...
growth from what it was, 490. I would expect it to be at the 490 translating into between 2,400 and 2,500.
Let me now move from chemicals and move to talk about what's happening on the IT side with Firstsource. You've got a new CEO coming in September, Ritesh Idnani. The guidance for FY25, a growth of between 10 to 13% and margin of 11 to 12%. How is this business shaping up for you? Again, what's the aspiration now as far as FirstSource is concerned? Since you are setting 5-year targets at this point in time, let me ask you what you hope to do with FirstSource.
I would actually expect profits, PAT, to grow about 2.5 times in the next 3 years. We've got our building blocks clear. We are expecting, what we've done is very simple Banya unlocks.
Cash flow and cash is king.
Cash flow and cash is king. So shift to high margin businesses, focus on costs, shift to expanding wallet share with existing customers, move to more and more higher margin businesses as opposed to lower margin businesses. We are acquiring as we go along. We've just in the process of completing an acquisition that we did in America recently, and the integration is just about happening. And that's a constant process. So to get into higher margin offerings, to become more and more relevant to our customers, to shift the onshore-offshore mix, to reduce attritions, to invest in people and quality of services, to invest in technology, to invest in analytics. So a lot is happening, and we are getting to growth rates which are not only aggressive but attractive. I can't speak much more about it, but at this point in time, we are very satisfied with what we've achieved. We have a new team, virtually a brand new team, and that team is beginning to deliver. And I see this delivery becoming stronger and stronger with each quarter. So where we were having, say, one major win in a year, we are now getting 2 wins a quarter.
Okay.
And these are major wins. And the target is to get to 3 wins a quarter.
Okay, that is Sanjiv Goenka laying out the plans. They are targeting a capex of around 50,000 odd crores over the next 3 years, and they've laid out a growth map for the company. Plan to spend around 35,000 crores in terms of capex just over the next 12 to 18 months. Talking about the various business plans there, we need to take a short break on that note, but